He's dead.
I didn't have a choice. He shot at me. I had to return fire.
Kate, you're hit.
No, I'm fine. I have my vest on. Where is she?
Who?
The woman who Rickford was raping. Where is she?
I don't... There's some stairs here. Maybe she ran down. Let's get some air. Just take a deep breath. CPD is on the way. 911 already got 4 calls.
What the hell are the two of you doing here anyway?
We hadn't heard from you, Kate. We were worried. The question is, why are you here?
I've been following Rickford for the past few days.
Jesus, Kate. They already took your gun and badge for harassing this guy.
Well, I couldn't just let it go. I knew that sooner or later he was going to attack another woman, and I was right. Tonight he went to a bar. He was hitting on this girl. I saw him. He slipped something into her drink. She didn't want to get into his car, but she was too wasted to resist. So I followed them here. I saw him through the window. He was getting rough with her. She screamed. I had to go in there. FBI! But it was like he was ready for me. Shoot.
Okay, I get that. But you're gonna have a lot of explaining to do.
Yeah, like why you were following him in the first place.
Why you're wearing body armor.
He's a trained soldier, and I don't have any backup. You're damn right I'm wearing a vest. As soon as we find that woman, she's gonna confirm my story.
In the meantime, you're gonna need a lawyer. Katie, honey, you okay?
I'm fine, Dad.
Oh, what happens now?
Well, they investigate, try to find the eyewitness. I go to therapy. Standard operating procedure after an officer-involved shooting.
Yeah, it's a waste of time. Never met a CPD head shrinker who knew his ass from his elbow.
Therapy can be very effective after a traumatic event.
I'm not traumatized. I'm fine.
Don't worry about it, kiddo. Everything's gonna be okay.
Let me guess. You don't need treatment.
Yeah, what I need is to get back to work. So if you could just sign the form saying that I am fit for duty, that'd be great.
As I understand it, you don't have a job to get back to.
So you're not going to sign it?
You're welcome to stare at the walls for the next 45 minutes. I've got emails to answer. But that won't get you your gun and badge back.
Okay. What do you want me to say?
You killed a man. How does that make you feel?
Well, I killed a rapist and a murderer. I feel great.
I heard the news about Kate. How is she holding up?
How do you think? I mean, she almost got killed, and the FBI Gestapo is treating her like a criminal. And instead of being there for her, I've got to spoon-feed Neuro 101 to a bunch of freshmen.
Look, Daniel, I know how much Kate means to you, and I know that she could use your help right now. So whatever time you need, you just take it.
Thanks, Bud.
Yeah. In the meantime, how's it going with the lovely Miranda?
It isn't.
What do you mean?
Oh, come on. You can't just rekindle a decades-old romance.
Whoa, wait a minute here. I don't know what this is about, but don't be an idiot. Most of us never get a second chance with our first love.
Donnie Ryan?
Yeah.
Just wanted to introduce myself. Todd Ehrlich. I'm an AUSA from the New York office.
You're handling the investigation into Kate's shooting.
They wanted an outsider, avoid any conflict of interest.
Sure. I got you here awful fast. Congressman Rickford must have pulled some strings.
He won't influence my findings. Agent Moretti will get a fair shake.
Oh, I'm glad this is being fast-tracked. The sooner she's cleared, the better.
Yeah, that's actually why I stopped by. I wanted to bring you up to speed. There was a 911 call from Rickford's house right before the shooting.
911, what's your emergency?
There's a crazy woman stalking me. She just broke into my house. Please send help. I think she's got a gun. She's gonna kill me.
This doesn't exactly help your ex's case.
Rickford knew he was about to get caught raping a woman, so he made that bogus 911 call to cover his ass. You find the woman he was trying to rape, and she'll tell you that call was a load of crap.
She came forward this morning. Her name is Wendy Burrell. I'm about to go interview her.
Great. I'll sit in.
Look, I get it. If I were in your shoes, I'd have wormed my way into the case any way I could. So as a professional courtesy, I'm giving you a heads up, but you know I can't let you talk to the witness.
But as a professional courtesy, you can let me listen.
I'm designing a media room for this finance guy, and he wants to see some leather swatches for a sectional. So I was waiting at the bar when he texted and blew me off. Then this cute guy comes up and offers to buy me a drink.
Blake Rickford.
Mm-hmm.
Did you feel, I don't know, unusual in any way?
What do you mean?
Well, there was a witness at the bar that said that you might have been drugged.
No way. I skipped lunch, so I got buzzed pretty quick, but I wasn't so drunk I didn't know what I was doing, if that's what you're asking.
Whose idea was it to go back to his place?
Mine. I was gonna follow him, but he convinced me I was in no shape to drive. He was a gentleman. Promised to bring me back to my car in the morning.
What happened at his place?
I don't usually do it on the first date, but I thought he was a catch.
So it was consensual?
Totally.
Did he hurt you in any way?
No. I mean, he threw me on the bed, but that was hot.
Did you scream?
Well, maybe I squealed. It was exciting. Until I heard someone breaking in. He tells me he's got a stalker. Could have mentioned that before I went home with him, right? He grabs a gun from the nightstand and I freak. I went down the back stairs and I just kept running.
Thank you very much, Miss Burrell. I am really sorry, Ryan. I was hoping it wouldn't go this way, but I'm swearing out a warrant for Moretti's arrest. For murder.
United States versus Catherine Rose Moretti. Counselors, your appearances, please.
AUSA Todd Ehrlich for the government, Your Honor.
Donald Ryan for the defense, Your Honor.
If I'm not mistaken, Mr. Ryan, you're an assistant United States attorney.
I was. I just resigned.
Donnie, what the hell are you doing?
Come on. Kate, who could defend you better than me? Thanks. Don't worry, you'll still get your check.
Let's proceed. The defendant is charged with murder in the second degree. How do you plead?
Not guilty, Your Honor.
I'll hear the government on bail.
We ask for remand.
My client's not a flight risk. She's a decorated law enforcement officer who welcomes the chance to clear her good name. We ask you to release Agent Moretti on her own recognizance.
Ms. Moretti was suspended from the FBI for harassing the deceased. She forfeited her good name when she went rogue and killed a man.
What do you say I split the baby and order the defendant released on house arrest? You will wear an electronic monitoring device, and you can only leave home to go to therapy or to your attorney's office. Your crazy ex-wife is going down. You be careful. She'll bring you down with her.
Well, the good news is, if I can't hit the billy goat for burgers and fries, I'll probably lose 10 pounds.
Not to mention your high cholesterol. Should have slapped one of those on you years ago.
Ryan, I gotta admit, it's a pretty ballsy move.
What do you want, Ehrlich?
Plead guilty to involuntary manslaughter. You'll serve 3 to 5. Otherwise, we go to trial. You have till Friday to decide.
I don't need till Friday. No deal. So this is the man cave.
Not anymore. Welcome to the law offices of Donald Ryan, Esquire. Please, sit down. All right, let's talk strategy.
I got a strategy. I tell the truth. The murder charge is bullshit. It's trumped up under pressure from Congressman Rickford. I saved that woman from being raped.
That's not what Wendy Burrell says.
Yeah, well, she's lying.
Interior decorator, no record, a nice girl with no connection to Blake Rickford before that night. Why would she lie?
Rape is a traumatic event. People react to it in different ways. She's a strong, independent woman. Maybe she didn't want to be seen as a victim. Look, I know what I saw.
Actually, maybe you don't. Your perception of what happened may have been distorted. Spatial and temporal confusion is common in officer-involved shootings.
Okay, break down for us.
After killing a suspect, cops often report timelines and geography that proves totally wrong. A distance of 5 feet is described as 50.
Well, I don't need a neuroscientist to prove that cops lie.
It's not about lying. The stress of the situation may have caused Kate to remember events not as they happened, but in a way that fits with her preconceived notion that Rickford is a rapist.
Great. That I can use.
How? He's basically saying that I'm guilty and crazy.
No, he's saying Wendy's testimony doesn't even matter. If you had a reasonable belief that Rickford was raping a woman, you may have been wrong, but you wouldn't be criminally liable. That's good. It's very good. But first, we'd have to prove that Rickford was a rapist.
He raped Kendra Murphy. Maybe he raped other soldiers. I mean, a guy like that doesn't have just one victim.
Anything that happened in Afghanistan is outside our jurisdiction.
That's a prosecutor's problem. I'm a fully fledged member of the defense bar trying to dirty up a homicide victim any way I can.
It's kind of sick. I like it.
I will talk to every soldier who served alongside Rickford in the Guard. Daniel, get me all the research you can on this perception distortion thing.
What do I do?
Make a file of everything you can remember about the night of the shooting.
So basically sit around and do nothing.
Well, thanks to the fashion accessory there, you don't have much of a choice.
Hey! Yes, my girl.
Dad, what are you doing here?
Ah, you can't go out, so I thought we'd have a movie night. I got your favorites. French Connection, Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3.
Okay, those are your favorites.
The original, not that god-awful remake.
Movie night is a great idea. I just can't right now. I have so much work to do, and Donnie needs me to write up this report. How tomorrow night?
Sure. I wish there was something I could do besides bring you down to movies. You are my little girl. It's my job to protect you.
I'm doing just fine.
Yeah. Well, you call me if you need anything. Love you, kiddo.
Love you, Dad. Hey, Rickford.
Please. Please don't kill me.
I know what I saw that night. This whole thing is bullshit.
You sound angry.
You think? I stopped a scumbag from raping a woman, and what do I get? Arrested. Dragged into court and locked up in my apartment. The icing on the freaking cake is that Daniel Pierce, who I have believed every time he had some crazy theory, who I have followed out on more limbs than I can even count, thinks that I imagined the whole thing. So yeah, I'm a little bit pissed.
You've been dreaming about the shooting.
How do you know?
You're not the first cop I've ever treated. Tell me about it.
I dreamt that I killed him in cold blood and that he begged for his life.
Your phone says you returned fire after he shot at you.
Been going over it and over it in my mind, and now I'm questioning everything I saw. I mean, I saw him stirring her drink, but this guy was hitting on me, so I guess I never actually saw him put anything in it. Maybe he didn't drug her. Maybe she did want to go with him. I forgot that I was distracted for a second by a phone call. Maybe she was into him. Maybe he was afraid of me when I burst into that room. I was just so sure that he was attacking Wendy.
Why?
Because I know that he raped Kendra.
Kendra is a sick woman with a severe neurological illness. Can you really trust her story?
So I was wrong. About everything.
What if you were?
And I killed a man for no reason. What do you want, Daniel?
To tell you the truth,
About what?
why I broke up with you all those years ago.
I'm listening.
When you went back to your folks' place to talk about Vienna, I was miserable. Couldn't eat, couldn't sleep. Paul convinced me to go on a road trip. We went to spring fling at Michigan. Ended up at a party. And I met this girl. We liked the same books, same bands. Within 20 minutes, we were finishing each other's sentences.
And I thought you were so noble breaking up with me so I'd go to Vienna. I should have known you dumped me for another girl.
It's not that simple.
Really, I don't need to know.
Yes, you do. Her name is Natalie. We're still together.
You're married?
No. I'm schizophrenic.
I know, Daniel, and I understand. It's
No, you don't. Not everything. Natalie and I, She's not... She's not real. Natalie's a hallucination. I left you for a woman that doesn't exist. I was crazy then, and I'm crazy now. And that's why we can't be together.
So what will you do if you don't get your job back?
Oh, you mean if I don't go to prison?
Try answering without a snappy comeback.
When I was 7, my mom died. My dad was working homicide. Crazy hours. He was never, ever home. So my Aunt Claire actually offered to take me in, but my dad said no. It would kill him to lose me, too.
So how'd he manage it?
The school bus would drop me off at the precinct. I'd do my homework in the bullpen.
And that was okay with you?
It was better than okay. I mean, all the other girls, they had to go to ballet or gymnastics. I got to watch real live interrogations. Better than anything you could see on TV. I've worked my entire life to get where I've gotten. So, if I can't be a cop anymore, I don't know who I am.
I'm sorry Rickford's dead. But he was the kind of dirtbag that gives the military a bad name.
How so?
He blew off weekend training, shirked duty on base.
He was always making crude jokes. Couldn't look at me above the neck.
You do more than look?
If you're asking if he raped me, the answer is no, sir. But once he grabbed my ass in the chow line and the look on his face made me want to sleep with my weapon for a week.
He give anyone else a hard time?
Just about every woman on the base.
We leave our families, our jobs, our lives to serve.
We had enough trouble with the Taliban. We didn't need jerks like him hassling women.
Did he hassle anyone specific?
Gabrielle Blair hated his guts. Maybe he tried something on her. But she's not going to talk to you.
Gabrielle was 2 weeks from coming home when her convoy was attacked in the Kalat Valley. A spinal cord injury left her quadriplegic.
That shouldn't affect her speed.
The VA doc says it's psychological, that she's been traumatized by what's happened to her, like shell shock. She just sits all day long, staring at the garden.
PTSD and depression. It's possible that's causing her silence. But I don't think so. Gabrielle, my name's Dr. Daniel Pierce. Can you understand me?
I told you.
Is your sister right-handed?
Yes, but what does that have to do with anything?
I want to talk about Blake Rickford. I think he was a bad guy. I have a lot of questions about him. Maybe you have the answers. I know you can't talk, but maybe you can sing.
Sing? What is he talking about?
I think you were misdiagnosed. You may have something called Broca's aphasia. The droop on the left side of your face tells me that the left hemisphere of your brain has been injured. That's the side that we use to speak or to write. But singing, that's the right side of our brain. You know the song Clementine? Oh, my darling, oh, my darling, oh, my darling, Clementine. Use that melody and sing to me. Oh, my darling. Come on, darling. What's your name, dear? right, Gabrielle. Here's where I need help. You had a problem with Blake Rickford. What was it? Did he rape you?
No, he didn't. Wait, there's more. It was a convoy on a mission. I was driving the Humvee. Kendra was there, and the CEO, and Blake Rickford was there too. Colin Dunn shot our gunner.
I think he's dead, sir!
Rickford, take over the 240! Sergeant, get up there!
I got him, sir!
And Kendra, she went up.
Rickford, get your ass out of this vehicle and return fire, now! Troops in contact, request immediate fire mission. Fire 1 HE round at grid Echo Gulf 30262640. I'll adjust, over.
Wait! No!
The CEO made an error, called in wrong coordinates.
It was friendly fire. So the CO and you were the only ones in the Humvee. Did anyone else know?
I got out to call for help.
The CEO screwed up. He called in a strike on our position.
You did what?
I got mad and yelled at Blake.
You heard me! Get up, Rickford! Get off your ass and return fire!
Thank you, Gabrielle. You did a great job. She tells Rickford about the friendly fire, and his cowardice nearly gets her killed.
Great. So we've got more proof Rickford was a useless waste. But we're still no closer to saving Kate.
Forget that lily-livered coward. The real villain here is that damn incompetent CO. That bastard killed his own men.
What?
What can I do for you, gentlemen?
When I was here a few days ago with Agent Moretti, you told us you'd investigated the rape of a soldier in your unit, Kendra Murphy.
As I said, it was unsubstantiated.
We know Blake Rickford raped her. And we know you covered it up.
But that's an outrageous lie.
Gabrielle Blair was misdiagnosed. Turns out she can talk after all.
You're going down. Tell us the truth, and we might be able to make things a little easier on you.
The whole story this time.
A few days after Collapse Valley, Kendra reported she'd been raped by Rickford. I have to ask, are you sure?
When someone slaps me across the face and forces my knees apart, I'm pretty sure that's rape. Sir.
I opened an investigation, starting with McPhee and Hicks, the soldiers who Kendra claimed knew about the assault. Both said it never happened.
And you believe them?
Hell no. McPhee, Hicks, and Rickford were the three amigos. I knew they'd lie for him. I hauled Rickford in.
And the court-martialed the three of you so you get sent to Leavenworth.
I don't think so.
I don't care that your daddy's on the Armed Services Committee. You're still a coward and a rapist.
And you're a murderer. You go after me, and I'll tell everyone what really happened in Collapse Valley.
how you shelled your own position, killed 3 men, and then lied about it.
So you sold Kendra out to save your own ass?
You'll testify at Agent Moretti's trial. Tell the jury she was right. Blake Rickford was a rapist, and you covered it up.
What I did was inexcusable. War poisons men's souls.
Greatest war movie ever made.
Yes, it's a quote from The Thin Red Line. War poisons men's souls and turns them into dogs.
I told you he killed his own men.
I should have seen it sooner.
Seen what?
2 witnesses to the rape. One gets murdered, the other commits suicide, then leaves a note admitting to killing the first one. But Hicks didn't leave that internet post. You did.
What?
You
No.
used the same quote, Captain. War poisons men's souls. What'd you tell yourself? Hicks is a junkie. It's only a matter of time before he ODs anyway. Might as well help him along.
I didn't.
It's over. You'll face a military tribunal for the friendly fire and the cover-up. Probably spend the rest of your life in Leavenworth. 2 more murders don't make a difference. Tell us what happened.
Hicks was already out of it when I got there.
I guess I just convinced myself he'd be better off dead. I mean, his life had already become such a waste.
And that makes killing him okay?
Sure, it had to be done. You needed a fall guy. You'd already killed Larry McPhee. He told Hicks he was going to blow the whistle on the rape. Hicks obviously told you, and you knew it was all going to come out. The friendly fire, the cover-up. You had to stop him before he went to Kendra.
I just went there to talk to him.
I gotta tell her the truth, sir. She deserves better than she got. McPhee, don't do this.
Hey!
I didn't want to do it. He wouldn't listen.
And then you not only take out Hicks, you frame him for Larry's murder.
It wasn't my idea. Rickford said if I didn't shut them up, he'd destroy me.
Blake Rickford told you to kill them.
Not Blake.
What the hell's going on here?
Giving you a little heads up, Congressman. Brock Alexson just gave a sworn statement to the U.S. Attorney saying that you blackmailed him into killing Larry McPhee and Anthony Hicks.
That's ridiculous.
Come on, when Blake heard that McPhee was gonna come clean, he came running straight for Daddy. He told you all about the friendly fire. Then you told Alexson if he didn't fix the problem, you'd ruin him.
I never told him to kill anybody.
Or you might not have used the word murder, but you'll be charged as a co-conspirator.
Based on the dubious testimony of a confessed killer? I don't think so. I'm a United States congressman.
Even if these charges don't stick, your political career is over. Press will eat you alive. Hey, remember what you said to me in court? Well, it turns out my ex-wife didn't screw up my life. But your precious son sure screwed up yours.
My son was an idiot. Every crazy idea he had, every harebrained scheme that he tried, he screwed up. Expelled from 3 prep schools, fired from countless jobs, hookers, strip clubs. He couldn't even keep his hands off the ladies when he knew that the FBI was following him. I forced him to enlist. Thought maybe military discipline would straighten his sorry ass out. But deep down, hoped he'd come home in a box. And when he finally got himself killed, I wasn't sad. I was relieved. Done with cleaning up his messes, not going down for his mistakes. Now get the hell out of my office.
The CO will testify for you. We can finally prove that Blake Rickford raped Kendra.
It's too late. If I take this to trial, the prosecutor will destroy me. They'll just say that I was obsessed with Rickford.
That's their side of the story. You have to tell yours.
What's to tell? I thought that he was raping a woman, but he wasn't. He wasn't a murderer either. I was wrong. And I have to pay for what I did.
Kate?
Call Ehrlich. Tell him I'll take the deal.
No. We're gonna fight this.
Donnie, make the call.
Wiki! Lowick! Miranda, it's not a good time.
I want to meet her.
Who?
Natalie.
I told you she's not real.
Well, she's real to you. But are you afraid I won't like her? Or that you won't like me?
No, what? Of course she'd like you.
Then introduce me.
It doesn't work like that. I can't just summon her.
What's with you and these loopy broads? She wants to meet your imaginary girlfriend. Talk about a harebrained scheme.
Harebrained scheme?
Is she talking to you right now?
No.
Like his daddy said, that boy Rickford sure had a lot of bad ideas. But picking up that girl when he knew that little pistol Kate Moretti was following him, that was the most harebrained of all.
Daniel.
Can I get a ride downtown?
Ms. Moretti, it is my understanding that you wish to change your plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Stop! I'm sorry, Your Honor. Kate, don't do this.
Daniel, please.
Your perception was wrong that night. Blake Rickford was not going to commit a rape.
Yes, I know. That's why I'm standing here.
He was going to commit a murder.
Whose?
Yours. The congressman said his son couldn't keep his hands off women even though he knew the FBI was following him. He made you, Kate.
I don't know, Daniel. I'm pretty good at surveillance.
Oh, you did tell Rickford you'd be watching his every move.
Okay, say it's possible. What difference does it make?
That's the wrong question. Wrong question. The right question is, why would Rickford rape a woman if he knew you were watching him?
He wouldn't.
Exactly. Exactly. The whole thing was an act to lure you in and kill you.
I don't know, Daniel. It sounds pretty nuts.
Well, the congressman also said that Blake was constantly coming up with harebrained schemes.
It makes sense. You swore to make his life hell. He knew you'd prove the rape no matter how long it took, so he had to try and get rid of you.
Okay, say you're right. How do we prove it?
You must be Donnie. I'm Candy.
I think I've got a cavity already. Please come in. $5,000.
Don't worry, baby. I'm worth every penny. Yeah. Since this is our first time, I'd like to know what you like.
Actually, I just want to talk. Wendy.
That's not my name.
Sure it is. I watched you give a sworn statement to the U.S. attorney about the night Blake Rickford died. I'm representing the woman accused of killing him.
I'm out of here.
I had you followed. You have quite a social life. On Tuesday, you were with Alderman Lomax. I asked him about you, and since he really wanted his liaisons with the call girl kept private, he gave up your super secret phone number, which I'm told is very hard to come by. You paid taxes on $60K a year from your phony decorating job, but I'm betting the real money is under a Swiss mattress or in the Caymans. The government will take it all. Every penny. But if you help me, I'll talk to the U.S. Attorney about getting you immunity.
Blake Rickford hired me to meet him at the bar that night. He said he liked tipsy women, so I pretended I was drunk. He was a little rough, but I just thought that was a part of his act. In the car, he kept on looking in the rearview mirror. But at his place, he insisted that we make out in front of his window, like he wanted someone to see us. He told me to scream, so I did. I thought it was just a game. But when we heard someone breaking in, he didn't seem worried, like he knew what was gonna happen. He sounded afraid, but he was calm.
There's a crazy woman stalking me. She just broke into my house. Please send help. I think she's got a gun. She's gonna kill me.
He grabbed his gun right there, like he was ready for it. I didn't know what was going down, but I just knew I didn't want any part of it. So I got the hell out of there.
Until the next day, when it was all over the news that an FBI agent had gunned down a congressman's son. And you saw dollar signs.
I went and saw the congressman. He gave me $200,000 to tell the FBI a fairy tale about my perfect date with his perfect son. And they bought it.
Cannot believe she snowed us. You know, she's very persuasive. Now, about that murder charge.
Case dismissed. Agent Moretti, you're free to go.
Daniel. You never stop believing in me.
Just returning the favor.
This is a hell of a job. For a pinko liberal college professor.
Thank you for your service.
I'm certifying you fit for duty. No more therapy required.
Thank you.
Goodbye, Kate.
So I'll see you next week?
Monday at 10.
It's kind of like a seance.
It's a little awkward.
Is she here?
Yep.
Don't worry. I'm okay with it.
I'm going to give you two some privacy.
She's gone.
Hey.
Hey. Thought you might be in the mood for some hot Lee. Brought you some egg rolls.
Looks like enough to feed an army. Do you want to join me?
Nah, I gotta be up early.
But you've exonerated your one and only client. What are you gonna do now? Chase ambulances?
Actually, I got my old job back. And I got a bonus. I'm prosecuting Congressman Rickford.
That's better than a raise. I don't know what the worst part of this whole thing was. It's realizing that I have no life outside of my job. I gotta fix that.
I should go.
But you could stay.
Okay. I want to stay more than anything in the world. But I screwed us up once. And if you give me another chance, I'm gonna do it right this time.
Fine, it's okay.
You've been through a lot, and you're feeling vulnerable. So as much as I want to sweep you off your feet right now and carry you into that bedroom, I'm gonna leave.
There are no second acts in American lives. Who said it?
Fitzgerald.
Yes. But F. Scott should have brushed up on his neuroscience, because there can be a second act for the brain. Devastated by injury, the brains of ordinary people can develop amazing new skills. A second act, if you will, known as acquired savant syndrome. A high school dropout is savagely attacked. He awakens able to draw mathematically accurate fractals by hand. After a stroke, a doctor with no previous interest in art becomes a gifted painter whose work adorns gallery walls and magazine pages. So, if our brains can have a second act, why not our lives? Broken lives can be healed. Justice can finally prevail. Damaged relationships repair. Sins can be forgiven. And wrongs can be righted. In our lives, as in our brains, we all deserve a second chance. We just have to be brave enough to seize it.